my name is Ellen, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play The Joker and the Queen by Ed Sheeran featuring Taylor Swift on the guitar, so stay tuned if this is something that you'd like to learn. And guys, really quick before we jump into the tutorial, I wanted to give a shout out and thank you to today's sponsor, Black Mountain Picks. Black Mountain Picks are thumb picks that use an innovative spring design to hold the pick securely to your thumb. I've loved using these recently because not only are they super comfortable, affordable, and durable, but they don't slide or flip around on your thumb like other thumb picks I've used in the past. These picks fit multiple playing styles and are perfect for when you want to alternate between picking and strumming with ease. That makes them great for beginners and professionals alike, no matter what stage you're at in your guitar journey. Best of all, you'll get fast shipping and awesome customer service with every purchase. So if you're interested in trying these out for yourself, make sure to check out the link in my description and never lose another pick while playing your guitar again. Alright guys, so I am going to classify this a little bit more towards the intermediate level of the scale to play for a few reasons, but first of all, let's go through the basics of what you'll need to know to play the song. You will have to have your guitar in standard tuning, and you do not need a capo to play this song in its original key. On top of that, I'm going to be showing you 7 chords to play through the whole song, and 2 of them are bar chords, which is one of the reasons it's a little bit more geared towards intermediate players. I'm also going to take you through 2 strumming patterns as well as 1 picking pattern. So let's go ahead and jump into it by starting with the chords. And I know. Alright guys, so I've zoomed in a little bit so we can take a closer look at these chords. Like I said, there are 7 chords you're going to need to know to play through this song, and we're going to start with our C major 7, which looks like this and sounds like this. By the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts, I do have a video that you can check out where I explain how to read those. Next up is our first little bar chord, which is our D minor 7 chord, and that looks like this and sounds like this. Next up, we have our other bar chord, which is our F chord, and that looks like this and sounds like this. After that, we have our G chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. After that, we have our A minor 7 chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. Then we have our G7 chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. And then the last chord you need to know is our C chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. And those are the 7 chords you need to know to play the song. Alright guys, so I would recommend pausing on this next screen and just taking a few minutes to memorize all of these chord shapes as well as practice transitioning between them. If that's something you need help with, I do have a video in my beginner series, episode 6, where I talk about how to transition your chord shapes a little bit faster and tips and tricks and things like that. So check that out if you need to. But then when you get back, we can go into the strumming patterns that I like to use for this song. Alright, so those of you who've been on my channel for a while already know what's up. I'm going to start you off with a practice pattern, which is just 1 simple down strum on the beat for every chord change. I always suggest beginners start like this because not only does it help you get those transitions down and get a little bit of practice with singing and playing at the same time, but it's also a great way to ease into some harder strumming patterns. So let's go ahead and go through what this would look like. So I have some chord progressions here on screen, and all we're going to want to do is 1 simple down strum for each of these chords. So we're starting with our C major 7, strum down once, D minor 7, strum down once, then we have F and G, and then C major 7 again. Alright, and And that's kind of one little round for this song. And so basically what I want you to do is go through the entire song with just the one simple down strum and get used to what word you're singing whenever you're changing those chords, and that'll really help you a lot when you get into those more complicated strumming patterns. So let's go ahead and put that on screen, and I will take you through the first part of this song just as an example. How was I to know? It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand and you still let me run. Alright? So basically go through the rest of the song just like that to get a little bit more used to it. But once you've done that, we can go ahead and go into strumming pattern 1. Alright guys, so as you can see, strumming pattern 1 is going to be down, 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 up, and it's going to sound a little something like this. Alright, so basically what we'll be doing is playing one down strum on each of those quarter notes, and then we're adding a little bit of an extra tail here at the end. So let's go ahead and put on our C major 7 chord so I can demonstrate this for you. The motions are just going to be simple down, 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 up. Alright, so you can hear that last little down up is like leading into the next little round. So rhythmically it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Alright? And basically what you want to do is repeat this pattern through one time for each chord. So let's go ahead and do the next chord, which is our D minor 7. It's going to be the same thing. Down, 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 up. Alright? Now in this song there are going to be a few places where the chord transitions move a little bit faster. So for example, the next 2 chords are going to be F and G, but they're going to move twice as fast as these other chords. So what are we going to do about that? I'm going to put part of this strumming pattern in parentheses. So as you can see, our down, 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 up is in parentheses. That is what I want you to do for each of these chords that move a little bit faster. So for example, with our F and G chord, we're just going to go down, 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 up, and then switch to G, down, 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 up, all right? And then you'd go back to your C major 7 and do the entire strumming pattern. Down, 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 up. All right? So let's go ahead and go through one whole little round, and then you can see where we're going to be putting our parentheses rhythm in versus where we're going to use the whole pattern. So with our C major 7 chord on, we've got down, 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 up, D minor 7, down, 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 up, parentheses, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, C major 7. One more time. Down, 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 up, D minor 7, down, 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 up, F, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, C major 7. You got it. It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand, you still let me run. Alright? And so basically, you could use this strumming pattern for the entire song. It sounds really good, really mellow, which is, very reminiscent of what the song I think was originally intending to go for as far as feelings. But in my cover, I do like to use it just for Ed Sheeran's first verse and chorus section. And then when we get to Taylor's part, I like to go into a picking pattern. But first of all, let me show you a second strumming pattern that you can use to play through this song. Alright guys, so for strumming pattern 2, you can see it's a little bit more detailed than strumming pattern 1. And it's down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, and it's going to sound a little something like this. Alright guys, and similarly to strumming pattern 1, we're just going to play through this entire strumming pattern one time for each chord. So let's put on our C major 7 chord and just go through the motions. We've got down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. Alright, one more time. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. So there's a lot of different motions going on there. So if you need to, pause the video and practice that at your own pace for a little while longer. But I want to go ahead and move on and show you guys how to put this in the song. So again, there's going to be chords where we're going to hold this whole pattern out for each chord. And then there's going to be parts where the chords change a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and put that on screen. I have my C major 7 chord and my D minor 7 chord. And you're going to play through this entire strumming pattern one time for each of those chords. So for C major 7, we've got down, down, up, down, 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 up. Then you go to D minor 7, same thing. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. Then here for F and G, again, we're transitioning those chords a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do here is put a little bit of a vertical line, kind of in the middle-ish of this strumming pattern, and that vertical line is going to represent where we're going to be changing chords, okay? So on the left half, which is just down, down, we're going to do our F chord, so down, down. Then you would quickly switch to your next chord, which is our G, and play the rest of this pattern. Up, down, 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 up. All right? So that whole measure is F, F, G. So it's a little bit of a quick transition, so you want to make sure that your chord transition shapes are, down pat. But basically, that is how you would use this pattern through. So let's go ahead and put a round here on screen. And what I want you to do is play the whole pattern through for C major 7 and D minor 7. Then we're going to do the vertical line split for the F and G chord, and then do the whole thing again for our C major 7. So the whole thing's going to sound like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, D minor 7, up, down, 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 up, F, G, C major 7. You got it. How was I to know? It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand, and you still let me. Beautiful. So again, you could also use this strumming pattern to play through the whole song if you like the way that sounds. The place that I like to use it is kind of more towards the end, where it gets into that more instrumental break bridge kind of area. I think that's a great place to put this strumming pattern. But for Taylor's verse and her second little chorus, I do like to use a picking pattern. So let's zoom in so I can show you the picking pattern for that. The Joker and the Queen. The Joker and the Queen. Alright guys, so we've zoomed in a little bit to take a closer look at this picking pattern. Before we start, I do just want to point out that I like to refer to my strings as numbers. So the low E is 6 and it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 all the way to the high E. And it just makes more sense in my brain to think of them as numbers, so hopefully it does in your brain as well. But I will be referring to these strings as numbers for this picking portion of this tutorial. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into how I would do this picking pattern. So basically what you're going to want to do is take your thumb, and your thumb is going to cover the bass strings or the bass notes in each of these chords. So it's either going to be on the 6th string, the 5th string, or the 4th string. Then you're going to want to take your pointer, middle, and ring finger and kind of lay those on the top 3 strings, the 3rd G, the 2nd B, and the high E, okay? And those fingers are going to live on these top 3 strings for this whole picking pattern. The only thing that's ever going to change is your thumb. So we're going to start with our C major 7 chord, since that's the first chord in the song. And basically what I want you to do is start out with your bass note, which is our 5th string in the C major 7 chord. Then you're going to take your pointer and do 3, middle on 2, pointer 3. Then you're going to take your ring on the high E, and then go back to your pointer, 3, 2, 3. All right, so you can kind of see there's a little bit of a pattern there. So we're going 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. And I promise you guys this will be a lot easier if you keep your top 3 fingers, your pointer, middle, ring on those top 3 strings for this entire thing. So again, C major 7 is 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Isn't that beautiful? Next we have our D minor 7 chord, and for this one the pattern is going to be the same, but what you're going to change is your thumb. So now your thumb's going to be on the 4th D string, since that's the bass note in this chord shape. But the pattern's the same, so we've got 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. All right, so going back and forth between C major 7 and D minor 7, we have 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3 to D minor 7, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. All right, and like with our strumming patterns, when you get to the F and the G chord, again, it's going to go a little bit faster, so the picking pattern's going to change a little bit. So let's put our F chord down. What I want you to do for this, remember your thumb's on the bass note, so that's going to be our 6th string here. You're going to go thumb on 6, pointer on 3, and this time I want you to use your middle and ring finger to pick the top 2 strings at the same time. Okay, so we've got 6, 3, 2, and 1, and then go back and finish it out with your pointer finger on the 3rd string. So F is going to go 6, 3, 2 and 1, 3. All right, and then same with G. So with our G chord down, it's going to be the same pattern. We've got 6, 3, 2 and 1, 3. All right, so now let's put F and G together. 6, 3, 2 and 1, 3, 6, 3, 2 and 1, 3. Beautiful. And then to finish out that round, you just go back to your C major 7. All right. So if you put this whole thing together without stopping, it will sound a little bit more beautiful and make a little bit more sense. So let's go ahead and do that with our C major 7 chord. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, D minor 7. G, back to C major 7. All right. And again, like I said, I like to use this during Taylor's verse. I've been played before, if you hadn't guessed. So I kept my chords close to my foolproof vest. And as with the strumming pattern, you could use this picking pattern to play through the whole song if you wanted to. But like I said, I like to use it during Taylor's verses, like her verse and her chorus. So if you do want to use picking for the chorus, we do need to know a few other chords. So let's go ahead and go over those really quickly. We've got our A minor 7 chord down. So for that one, your thumb's going to be on the 5th A string, but the pattern is going to be the same. So we've got 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. All right, and then for C, it's going to be just like that too. 5, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. And then the only other chord you'll need to know is your G7 chord, and that G7 chord is going to be played as like a quicker transition with your G chord. So that one's going to be played like your G chord. So we're going to go 6, 3, 2 and 1, 3. Right? So let me just go ahead and show you where that goes so that you can hear it. When I fold, you see the best in me, the Joker and the Queen. All right, so hopefully you heard that G to G7 is where we do that shorter picking pattern. But with that being said, that is the picking pattern that I like to use for this song. So let's go ahead and put everything we've learned together to play through the whole song. Together, and I know you think that what makes a king is gold. 2, 3. How was I to know? It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand and you still let me. Who was I? Want to have fun playing through the rest of this song with me? Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other fast track and play along tutorials. I'll make sure to put a link in the description box below as well as link it in this iCard up here. Alright guys, but that does conclude my tutorial for today. I really hope that you liked it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below as well as subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss out on any other new tutorials. Thanks again to Black Mountain Picks for sponsoring this video, and a huge thank you and shout out to my top patrons over on my Patreon page. Luis, Mark, Pam, Tony, Cynthia, Joe, Paul, Allie, and Kristen. Here are my social media links in case you'd like to follow me on any of those. That's just where I do fun things like behind the scenes looks at things coming up. I'll poll you guys on what you want to learn next, and I'll even do giveaways on there a few times a year, so make sure to check that out if you'd like to. But with that being said, that does conclude the video, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope it helped, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!